I had a very uneventful pregnancy, and when we went to have Asher in the hospital, a local hospital, we ended up having quite a traumatic birth and labor experience. And Asher was severely affected by his birth. He had a lack of oxygen during labor and delivery.
Went through a lot of different trials very early on. Weren't real sure that we were going to make it out of the woods, but we did. When we came to Le Bonheur, when we first met the Spences and found out about forrest spence.
Brittany and David walked in and offered up just some words of encouragement to us, and that was our first time ever meeting Brittany and David. And it was a really bright spot for us, because at that time the only people we'd really seen are nurses and doctors and a few close family members. But just to have someone that had been through the experience and was willing to tell their story to us was an amazing thing for us. So gave us a lot of hope, and we were happy to have that, because we were really scared at that point.
And it really hit home to us that we're really not alone in all of this, that people go through this stuff, not all the time, but it happens. And then here's a family that started this fund for their child to help support families like ours in times of need.
When you're pregnant, you kind of have this idea of what life is going to look like once you have your child. And, when that could potentially be taken from you, that is the scariest thing. And then when the doctors told us that, Asher may not live much longer, or if he does live, his life would be extremely different from most children, it's a scary feeling to go through. You don't know what your future is going to look like with your son being affected like they're telling you he's going to be affected.
And when you don't have a lot of people that are familiar with your situation or what you're going through, it kind of leaves you with nobody. And for the Forrest Spence Foundation, for them to really come in and take care of us and see that we had everything we need to support the care, the mentoring, the help, was huge.
Your family and friends, they want to provide you with the support as much as they can, but no one really understands what you're going through at that point. Not unless you've walked through it do you understand it.
You never anticipate being in the situation and in the place that we were in. You expect one thing and you get something that's totally different, and nobody understands this. Your family doesn't understand, your friends don't really understand, because they haven't walked this path with you before. They haven't even walked this path themselves before, and it's something that just doesn't happen very often. And it's scary and it's lonely at times, and you just don't know where to go with anything. And that's really what the Forrest Spence Fund is for, I think, is to help these families in times of need that they don't know Le Bonheur Hospital, they don't know all of these resources, or they don't know what's available to them, because they're in this room and all they want to do is help their child, and they forget about everything else and don't really know where to go.
What meant the most to me was just not feeling alone, like having two people stand there that were similar in age to you and had gone through similar feelings in a situation, and to be able to say, hey, we've been through this and we've come out and we've survived, and you're going to make it through whatever that looks like. We're going to help you through that, and we've been through it, so you're not alone. And at that point I had felt so alone, so it was nice to have that.
When we left the hospital, we left and there were still parents here with their kids, and we got to go home, and some of them didn't or weren't going home yet, and we knew as soon as we left somebody was coming in behind us.
Well, I've chosen to stay involved because I love y'all, and I love that what y'all did for me really hit home. It really did something for me, and so I believe in it, and I want to give that to everyone else that goes through that.
It's important for this to continue and to continue to grow, and if they can reach one more family or 5 more families or 100 more families, that's really, I think, the mission of this is to continue to grow and support, because unfortunately kids get sick, and this is a great place for them to come when they do. And it's times like this that when they're here that the families get the support and the help that they need.